Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Ahad Khan here, back again with another video presenting to you the top 5 underrated fragrances of the fragrance community and the fragrance world. Stay tuned. So before proceeding with the video, I would really appreciate if you would hit the subscribe button, and while you're at it, hit the bell icon too, so that you never miss an upload whenever I post a new video. Without further ado, let's start with our list for today. So on the 5th position for today's list is from the house of Cheruti, which is Cheruti 1881. This fragrance is classified as an aromatic fougere. It is kind of a barbershop fragrance. It has a lot of notes, quite an extensive resume on notes. So as you can see, this is the bottle, Cheruti 1881, and this is the box which it comes in. Yeah, so a fougere is a fern type smelling kind of a fragrance, if I would put it in that way in layman's terms, as it has lavender, oak moss, vetiver, and juniper berries and sandalwood. As close to when it is on the basis of dry down, it is quite pronounced on this. So you will get cedar and sandalwood, a mix of both when it's on its dry down. It's made by the perfumer Martin Gras, who's a French perfumer and very much famous for creating fougères like these. This falls into the category of Brut, if you know, the yesteryear's fragrances, which are the bestsellers, and I would say Robichon Fougère Royale, which is also another French perfume, and the third one would be Grey Flanelle by Geoffrey Beene. So this is Cheruti. This ranges from 3 to 5 grams, anywhere from 3 to 5. Yeah, it ranges between 3 to 5 grams, and the projection on this one is quite good. It's for the first 5 hours, it's really good, and it's like quite masculine kind of a scent, so it'll be very good in projection. And after that, from the 5.5 hour mark, it starts going down on the skin. It's not that it won't project, it's just that I would say the volume of projection will get lower and lower as the hours go by. But it's a lovely scent, that's why I've placed it on the 5th position for today. This is Cheruti 1881. On the 4th position for today is from the house of Hugo Boss. This is Hugo, just different. I don't know if you can see this, but there is Hugo embossed. See, there we go. It's a 200 ml bottle, so generally will range from 6,000 to 8,000 grams, if I'm not wrong. But a lovely fragrance. I don't know why it hasn't received any attention from the fragrance community, as the scent is just amazing. It comes in a matte finish flacon, like so, if you can see. And it has mint, it has, vetiver, it has freesia, and it has a molecule called cashmeran. And cashmeran means that it has some kind of woodiness, spiciness, and some musk-ish kind of a feel to it, because it's a molecule. So in scientific terms it means cashmeran, but when it comes, as it's going to project from your skin, it's always going to give you a smell of muskiness, woodiness. It depends from skin to skin again, same. Yeah, but really a good fragrance for men. I would say this stays, when it comes to the projection, it projects for a good 6 hours on your skin. On my skin, actually, it just is there for 5.5, but it depends, because on 2-3 people I've tried, so that range is from 6 to 8, which is quite surprising. That's why I say it differs from skin to skin. So this would be for 6 hours at least, and then when it comes to becoming a skin scent, it will dry down by the 7th or the 8th hour. So it's quite good in that basis, and I would say, yeah, you should go ahead with this. And I don't know why it has not received a lot of love, as I just said, because this has a lovely scent to it, and it is a take on the original, the Hugo man from the house of Hugo Boss. That is the original one, and it's just a take on the same. So I'll just keep it here, as you can see. On the fourth position for today, from the house of Alfred Dunhill, this is Dunhill Icon. The fragrance is like so. It's a 100 ml bottle. Barcode is here, and a lovely presentation when it comes to the bottle itself, as it comes in, I don't know if, yeah, so it's just this. When you lift the cardboard, it comes in like this. When I'll remove it, the bottle itself is so pristine, so sophisticated, as is the scent, because this is, I would say, a gentleman's fragrance. Sophisticated, masculine, and I would say whenever you go into a luxury 5-star, 7-star hotel, the scent which you get from a lot of spas, which comes out like the sillage which lingers from the spas, it's that kind of a scent. So this is the best way I could imagine this scent being there, and it's a gentleman's fragrance, as it, you know, look at this. Yeah. So it has a lot of neroli, bergamot, pepper, sage. Again, it has oak moss. Oak moss is a note of fragrance which was used a lot back in the times and back in the days. Now the usage of oak moss has started to become a little redundant, because they feel that oak moss just actually increases the capacity of the fragrance, but it gives kind of a, you know, as it is, like the mossy vibe which you get. It's kind of a green tinge kind of a vibe, if I would just put it in words. And I would say a marvelous scent. This is the original. People do prefer the Icon Absolute over this one. That's a masterpiece by itself also. This is actually, it's a take on the original. So I would say this one is worth the buck. I think this one retails from about 5 to 7 grands, depending on the sizes which you want and the places you buy from. Again, you can buy from any of the places. Do test it out first. Don't forget, just don't go ahead and blind buy just because I'm telling you and defining all these fragrances and describing them in the best manner possible doesn't mean that it might suit you. It might suit your nose. You might like it, you might detest it. So it's all up to you. So just go ahead and first try it out. I would always say that whenever you buy something, unless and until I tell you it's a blind buy worthy kind of a scent, don't go ahead and buy it. Don't be fooled, don't be scammed, because I want the best for you all. So this is on the number 3rd position for today. It's Dunhill Icon, and yeah, it's a lovely fragrance. And the perfumer for this, it just slipped my mind, is Mr. Carlos Benaim, a very affluent and a very reputable perfumer. Apologies for the cutscene, as I had to readjust the camera for better viewing for my beloved audience. Moving on, without further ado, on number 2, we have from the house of Roberto Cavalli. This fragrance is named Uomo. As you can see, this is the insignia of the brand, and it comes in a box like this. Gives kind of a snakeskin leather touch to the box. Quite nice presentation there, I would say. And this is the barcode for authentication purposes. And this fragrance is an aromatic oriental gourmandy type of a fragrance, as I would put. As gourmand means in French something is sweet, and this has a lot of sweet elements and touches to it. Quite lovely nuances. As this is the box, this is the bottle. As you can see, again, the insignia is quite clear and quite bold. And this is a 100 ml bottle. It would run you for about, say, 6.5 to 8 grands. A sweet fragrance, I would say. It's like a candy bomb, I would say. Like, it's a honey based fragrance, so it has honey, tonka bean, which gives that sweetness a little bit of a more sweeter punch, I would say. So it's a bomb of sweetness in one bottle, and it has violet leaf, if I think, yeah, violet leaf, and it is made by the master perfumer Christopher Renaud. He too is quite famous in the fragrance community and the fragrance world, and this fragrance has lovely projection, a lovely sillage, like the longevity of this perfume would be from anywhere from around say 6 to 10 hours. Yes, you heard that right, 6 to 10 hours. Again, depends on skin to skin. I don't want to again mislead you all into buying something just because it lasts longer on my skin, you know. So you can go ahead and you can check it out yourselves. Even that's why I'm just saying that you test it out, because this is sweet. All of them are different. This is a fougere. This would be something which some people might not like. This is, you know, kind of a casual scent which a lot of people might buy. So there are a lot of do's and don'ts. So just be careful. And I would say just go and test it out first, then rather you go ahead and buy it, because don't just buy and buy fragrances. I'll always tell you this. And this is the best way you can test out the fragrance on your skin and on the paper, and you can see how long it will last, and then you can go ahead and buy it. And I would say on the dry down, I just forgot, just struck my head. On the dry down, the note of cedar, which is cedar wood, is quite pronounced. So once it's going down on your skin, it is kind of woody. When it starts, it's kind of, I would say, this is the sprayer, as you can see. When it starts, when it gives off the waft which comes off this perfume, is very sweet, and it's a very good clubbing fragrance which not a lot of people know about. This deserves the utmost attention in the community. As being an aficionado myself, I would say a lot of people don't review this, and a lot of people don't even know about this. And you know, this fragrance was dormant, I would say, on the shelves of the perfume boutiques and perfume duty frees and everything. But this perfume is a lovely, lovely scent to be and have in your collection. So I would just say that first go ahead and test it out because of the sweetness. You might not, some people might just get put off by the sweetness, but it's a lovely for those who club. Trust me, you're not going to be disappointed when you buy this one. And smell this out though. Smell this out, and if you might like it, I'd rather not keep it in the box. I'm keeping it up. So smell this out before going ahead and buying it, and please let me know about your thoughts in the comments below. The last, but again not the least, is something which has never been talked about, which has never been given any sort of attention, care or consideration in the community. I've not seen, yes, I can understand it's an iteration or it's reminiscent to a very famous and a popular scent. On the number 1 position, we have from the house of Kenzo, is Kenzo Perfume. This is an eau de parfum concentration, which means it's quite heavily, I would say, composed. And I will just show you. This is the box, how it comes in. So not a lot of people do know about it, but the bottles of Kenzo are like the sword katana, which is a samurai sword. They are often taken as the handles of the sword, if you can make out in this way. So once you get out a sword like this, so this is how the fragrance is. And very, very, very underrated in the community. As I always said, I've never seen a lot of people talk about this scent. They do talk about Elephant, the Jungle Elephant by Kenzo, which is originally a fragrance for women, but you know, fragrances have no gender, so I don't know what might appeal to who, and I just don't get into the nitty-gritty. But I do know for a fact that this perfume itself is fresh and just gives, you know, out of the shower kind of a vibe. It's quite oceanic, and it on a summer day when you spray like 2 sprays, 3 sprays of this, as you can see the sprayer, so I'll just spray here, it's quite good. So on a summer day when it's quite hot outside, the heat will actually play a positive role rather than playing a negative role, and would amp up this fragrance, as you would sweat as well, because this is a very fresh aquatic fragrance. Again, it's quite, gives me kind of a Mediterranean oceanic vibe. And yes, so the fragrance which was very famous and a lot of people compare this to is Invictus Aqua by Paco Rabanne, which was released originally in 2016. Honor where honor belongs, so it's a masterpiece of a fragrance. I would still say that Aqua The Invictus Aqua of 2016 is still the undefeated champion for now when it comes to the whole line of Invictus. Very fresh, but this is something which takes some of that DNA and has an own accord of itself, as I would rather put it into words like that, because it has sage, clary sage, which is vetiver, and not a dirty vetiver, mind you. It's a very fresh vetiver, and it's quite light. It's not the dirty vetiver which you do get from a lot of fragrances, like how grey vetiver from Tom Ford. That fragrance has the best vetiver possible, and that vetiver is something which is dirty but earthy. And how Terre d'Hermès in the last video which I just showed, and I showcased the top 5 summer fragrances for men, that I'll just keep in the description below so that you can just see. The link is in the description, so do go watch that as well. And this is quite fresh, quite citrusy, quite heavy when it comes to being an aquatic fragrance. And the projection of this is very astonishing, very surprising, very shocking, I would say, because I got a good 5 to 6 hours of projection. Yes, projection. And the longevity of this scent is top notch. So I would say for a designer, it's quite impressive to see Kenzo doing so well in the longevity grounds and standards, because it was just ranging from about 8 to 10, depends on the day I wore it and whatnot, but I did get 8 to 10 hours of projection. This itself will run you anywhere from 4,000 to 7,000 rupees, 7,000 rands, depending on where you buy it from and which size you choose to buy. So yeah, so this is a fragrance which nobody talks about. All of them, actually, as a matter of fact, if you see, all of them are unknown faces in the fragrance community. Nobody has seen photos, pictures, or posts. I myself, as an aficionado, I used to go from time to time. That's why I tell you all, go ahead and test fragrances before buying it, because I tested all of them on my skin. They gave me good reviews from people. I got compliments. Sometimes I don't wear just the fragrances, as I said, I don't wear just to get compliments, but self-satisfaction itself is a thing. So I would say wear fragrances for yourselves first, and then, love yourself first, and then you'll have the capacity to love others too, because I don't think there's a need for you to be recognized and loved by someone else when love just surrounds you from all over. So I would say just try all of them and see whichever suits your skin best, and shortlist all of them. I wouldn't say go ahead and right away just buy all of them, but just shortlist. Some of them might surprise you, some of them might not. Some of them you might like, some of them you may not. So it's all in your hands. Me as a reviewer, I have to review the fragrances, be truthful to you all, and my job is not to mislead anybody. And again, no endorsement by any of the brands, I would just say. So yeah, that's about it. That's the top 5 underrated fragrances which I have, and they are unsung heroes. Please go ahead and do test them out and smell them. Maybe you might just get surprised. So thanks for tuning in today, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate your kind viewership. Do like the video if you like the content, whatever was posted here, and do consider subscribing to my channel if you could. That would be a lot. And I would just tell you to stay safe when it comes to the pandemic. Wear a mask and help and promote wearing a mask wherever you go, so that you take care of the sense of smell and others take care of their sense of smell too, so that we all smell good. And at the end of the day, smell good, feel good, look good. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. See you in the next one.